Prayer should not be regarded as a duty to be performed, but rather as a privilege to be enjoyed, a rare delight that is always revealing some new beauty. So let us begin today's webinar with a silent prayer. Thank you. A very good afternoon to our esteemed guest, Dr. Shri Pandey, Director, Father Josie P. George, Academic Coordinator, Father Arun Anthony, HOD of Institute of Management, Dr. Becky Thomas, respected teachers, and my dear colleagues. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar titled Reference Management System Using Mendeley. Now, I would like to introduce all to the speaker for today. Dr. Shri Pandey is currently Associate Professor at Department of Library and Information Science, Central University, Haryana, Mahendragarh. Before joining CUH, he was working as an Assistant Professor at Department of Library and Information Science, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, MLS University, Udaipur, and the LNMIIT, Jaipur. He is a recipient of the prestigious Commonwealth Professional Fellowship at the University of East London, UK. He holds master's degree in Library and Information Science from Banaras Hindu University and Information and Knowledge Management from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and PGDLAN from University of Hyderabad and PhD from Sambalpur University, Odisha. He is an expert in designing and developing learner-centric massive open online courses and trained thousands of professionals and teachers of various institutions in India. His research interest includes educational technology, e-learning, ontology, semantic web, and knowledge management. He has published more than 50 research papers in UGC CARE list, Scopus Indus journals, and conference proceedings, guided 2 PhD students, and undertaken 1 research project. He has received several awards and fellowship for his career achievement, including Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Award, UGC Junior Research Fellowship, and BHU Gold Medal. Before handing over the session to Mr. Pandey, I would request you all to put in your questions in the chat box during the session so that we can take them towards the end. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Shri Pandey to address the gathering.
Thank you so much, Madam, for the introduction, and I am thankful to the Christ University for giving me opportunity to share my experience. Am I clearly audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So kindly give me permission to share my slides. So good afternoon to one and all. Today I'm going to cover a very important aspect of research life cycle, that how you are going to manage your references as well as your documents using our software tool Mendeley. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting from the point of view of the students who are just enrolled in PhD program or master's program for their dissertations. It is equally useful for the faculty members who are engaged in teaching and research activities. So let us develop the context of today's talk. We all have, and we all are aware about that once we start writing, we need to give citation to lots of resources to support your arguments. Nothing could be completely new. If you are writing a paper, you must be cite some source. And while citing the source, it is very important that you cite the correct references. We often have a lot of document downloaded in our system, but we won't have a mechanism to organize the document properly. We don't have any mechanism to give a proper reference. We don't have a mechanism to retrieve the information, retrieve the document as per our requirement. So the questions comes. Suppose that I have 100 documents. So it would be very difficult to remember each of them, that which document is important and what are the content associated with the document. We can give a meaningful file name, but that is not going to work. You could not give an abstract like name in 200 words. So it is very difficult to remember the names and which document is going to important for you for while citing and writing a research paper. Once again, if you have a document and you have important document, the storing of those document in organized form, it is very difficult. Again, question comes that once we start writing, we have to cite the source, and how we are going to cite the source based on the notes and annotations we have created. So annotations, you can assume the situation. We had not any reference management software. So what we were doing, we were simply creating the notes of each and every paper, and that notes is the part of your research paper, either manually or it is using computer. Earlier reference management software was not there. Again, question also arises that how we can find and search this information later on once required, and what are the how we can search within the full text of the document. Although we have many options that we can search the metadata fields or a keyword associated with the files, but how we can search within the full text of the document, that is a very big challenge in front of the researcher. And how we are giving in-text citation within the body text as well as the references in the lots of citation styles are available. Broadly, if you look at, it's a common practice that many of the journals, they have their own styles. So how we are going to manage those citations? Suppose that you have written a research paper in a APA, American Psychological Association style, and suppose you have submitted to a journal which asked that your paper should be in APA style. But what happened once your paper got rejected there? Suppose that your paper contains more than 300 references or 100 references. How we are going to change all these citation again for submitting another journal? It is very time consuming, as well as it has a lot of scope of errors. Once you do manually, it will take time, as well as it has a lot of option or scope of errors. And even the citation is the one criteria of accepting and rejecting of your manuscript, your research paper. So it is very important now to understand, to take the privileged, to take the help of a reference management software. The solution is one and all, a reference management software, which not only helps to manage your document, to remember the file's name, the thoughts contained, the full text of the document. You can not only find and search later on, as well as you can give a proper in-text citation and reference at the end. So these aspects, what are the problems associated with writing of research paper or thesis, will be very much shot out through this reference management software. That's why reference management softwares are very popular. So you could remember that in reference management software, generally we manage the digital copy, the hard copy, the digital copies, even a scanned copy may work. Okay, so what we were doing, as I have discussed a lot regarding this, we had earlier, we used to create a lot of folders, and it was very often difficult for us to remember which paper is important, because you could not give a proper name to the file name. Okay, for each and every paper, even you could not give expressive title, expressive name of a file which deals the actual content of the file. So earlier we used to manage personal note like this, and once it is needed, we give the reference like this. Okay, in often in manual form, or in Google, in Microsoft Office, we give in the terms of footnotes. Okay, so if you talk practically that reference style, we have two type of system. One is parenthetical system, and second is notational system. Parenthetical system are further categorized into two parts: author date and author page. APA style, Chicago style comes under the author date. Author page, MLA style comes under. There are a lot of things are there. And in notational system, we have several other style like Chicago, Turbian, or Vancouver. Okay, so these are the different referencing style. But it totally depends on the journals you are going to submit your papers, because many of the journals, they have, it has their own style. And what is the benefit of a reference management system? I'm going to talk about this Mendeley. The benefit is that it supports more than 200 reference style. Even if the journals you are going to submit demands a specific reference style, just like in the case of Indian journals, you will see that they have their own style. They are not following even APA, MLA, or any of the standard style. So you can create your own style. Although time is very limited, but I'll try to cover those aspects as well. So this is the in-text citation, how we give citation, like in number format, we can give like this. And this in-text citation will go like this as well. Okay, it based on the particular journals. Some of the journals, they support and they says that your in-text citation will go like this. Um, some of the journals, they say that you have to give in APA style like this, in bracket, your surnames support uh, uh, by year. So at the end, you have to give bibliography like this. Okay, so it is depends on particular style of the journal. So whatever the items, what are the sources you have cited, you have to give reference in a proper order. Now, this is the bibliography, and the citation we have cited in the body text. We have to give reference and at the end. Generally, the problem associated with these styles, that we have too many reference styles. Okay, so I said the same thing, that suppose that your paper got rejected in one journal and you need to submit in another journal which have a better possibility of acceptance at your paper. How we are going to revise each and everything manually? So it is very important for you that you use a reference management system. With reference management system, you can change a style, everything, in-text citation as well as references are in within no second. Okay, so once you will start, and not only that, reference management software not only helps you to manage references, it helps to write your entire research paper, especially the background, review of literature, and and the conceptual or theoretical framework. So if you are fond of, or you are habitual, or you are in habit of using reference management software, these tasks are going to be very easy for you. Okay, so we have lots of reference management softwares. There are many choices you have. We have Azion, we have EndNote, we have Mendeley, we have uh, this is the scholars at CNET, references, lots of softwares are there, JabRef. Okay, we have lots of software. Choice is yours. Okay, you can use either EndNote, or you can use Mendeley, or you can use Jetero. That is the open source. Jetero is the open source. This EndNote and Mendeley, EndNote is commercial software. It is a proprietary software by Web of Science, Clavariate Analytics. Mendeley is a software which has been supported by Elsevier's, and it is a free one. So, and it has a lot of options. So today talk would be basically all this software does the same work. Okay, and process is more or less is the same. Okay, so I'm going to mainly because of the interface it has, the way it offers the features, the way it execute the work would be easy. Okay, so that's why I have personally I recommend to use Mendeley. Okay, I have been using this Mendeley for several writing several research paper, and it does job nicely. Okay, so Mendeley is basically a software. Okay, so it is a company based on the UK which provided products and services, and it was supported by the Elsevier's earlier, and initial release was in 2008, and its name was after the biologist Gregor Mendel and chemist Dmitry Mendeleev, and they have founded a company in London in 2007 by 3 German PhD students. So this is the product. It's a free software which has been developed and supported by Elsevier. Okay. So what I am going to discuss today, although the time is very much limited, but I'll try to cover each and every aspect in a brief way, so that at least it will give you an idea that how we are going to use this software. Okay, am I clearly audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we will be learning this reference management software in a 6 stage. Okay, in the first stage we will be learning the Mendeley desktop that we are going to use for our purpose. So we'll be learning the Mendeley desktop features, its associated plugins, its web importer features, and various other options associated with. Then we will be learning in second stage how to organize the document. That is very much important. As I said in the beginning, that it's not only managing the reference, it helps to organize the information. So how we can organize the information, that we will be learning. In the third stage, we will be learning how to find, search, and import the content using several sites, several databases, several journal sites. We can import directly. That is a possibility is there. Then we'll see the citation styles. What are the citation styles it has supported, and how we can import and export those citation styles for several purposes. We'll also learning, if time permits, that how we can create annotations, how we can create a notes of these PDF files so that it could be retained for several purposes. And you can use it for writing the review, background, conceptual framework of the type. And this helps a lot to find the research gap. Okay, and at the end we will be learning how we can write a review, a very good review supported by in-text citation as well as references using this Mendeley software. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate through live example. Okay, so my screen is visible to everyone. It's my web browser. Okay, so what you need to do initially, once you are going to use a Mendeley software, the first stage for you to download that software. And how we can download the softwares, there is a site mendeley.com, and here there is some options are there. There is a Mendeley reference manager, Mendeley site, Mendeley desktop, web importer, premium, and datasets. Go for the don't download Mendeley reference manager. Okay, this software is mainly this is the main version of the software. and it is very easy to use, but this software only helps to manage the references. But if you are using this Mendeley desktop, it will offer you a lot of other features. So I would personally suggest you to download this Mendeley desktop. Okay, once you download the Mendeley desktop, it will ask you to create an account. Create a new account using your email ID and the password. Okay, and once you have registered with system, you are going to use this Mendeley in a proper order. So once you have download, I'm not going to tell you in detail that how you can download. Already I have downloaded the softwares. The Mendeley desktop software will look like this. Okay, so let us have some features that how this Mendeley is going to work for you, especially the Mendeley desktop software. Okay, here let me, okay, so here this is the Mendeley desktop software. You have to, once you have registered, you could log in through the ID and password. Okay, once you have logged in through the ID password, you will see this interface. Okay, now what is the Mendeley desktop and what are the features associated with it? Once you will logged in, you will find that all the documents which has been listed here, okay, all the document which has been already imported by this software would be listed here. Okay, let me make it in proper order. That possibility is there. Then I explain. Okay, so all the papers that I have imported through this Mendeley softwares will be look like this. Okay, all the software in all documents. Here, all the document which has been imported, added in this Mendeley software in last 14 days only added. I have not added any documents. So it is recently read document. These are the papers which I have recently read. These are the favorite documents for me, which I have marked as a favorite. So once you mark that document as a favorite, it would be a favorite, comes under here. Suppose that I am a writing review and I mark that need review, it will come under that. And my all the publication is automatically fetched by the system. Okay, and unsorted document which has not be assigned any tag are would be here. What is the first job we have? In Mendeley desktop, if you look at that, here you will find that a lot of folders I have created. These folders are known as the libraries. Okay, so your first job would be to create a library. Okay, so just like I have created a library, go to the create folder, give the name and create a library. Okay, already I have created a folder for you. So your library has been created. Okay, so this is the feature of a Mendeley desktop. Now the second job is to, once you have created your library, means name of the folders, you can create a several folders as well. Just like you are writing the first chapter of your thesis, you can give the folder name like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, or introduction, review of literature, methodology, finding and research. You can write like that. You can keep n number of folders. There is no restriction at all. The next job would be to add a document. Directly, you can add files or a folder directly. Okay, there is a watch folder. This folder has a very important role to play. Suppose that if you have downloaded hundreds of documents and you have put in your system in a desktop, and you are keep adding some of the document whenever you find from the web to the that folder. If you put that folder directly under the watch folder, what will happen? If you are adding any of the document to that folder, it would be automatically synchronized with Mendeley desktop feature. Okay, so let me add some of the documents and let's learn how we can organize the document. Okay, so there are several ways to add a document. Okay, the first way is to add by this option, add files or folder. Both option is there. So you can already, I have created a folder. If I want to add a folder, I can create, I can add a file directly. But there is another way. That shortcut I am going to tell you, that what is the shortcut to add this folder. That already I have downloaded some of the papers, okay, and you must have, mostly it is researchers says that they hardly refer those documents, most of the papers, and which has been downloaded and kept on the various folders. So although you download a lot of things, but you hardly read those documents. Mendeley helps you to track of your reading behavior, how you are going to read those documents. It will track everything. So the first method, it is I would suggest that you can use this method. I have, this is the Mendeley folder I have, and these are the paper I have. Okay, so what I need to do, that simply I could make it, let me make it. Okay, so once you have done with this, simply you go copy that, drag and drop in folder. That is the best option you could have. You see now, see the difference. This folder contain a file. I have given simply few of the name. Okay, and once I have input that content to the Mendeley, all these details are automatically generated by the system. Like author's name, it is extracted, title, year, published on, and added on the date. Okay, so already I have added. Okay, so here I have added. This is the way in your system, because I have already added this document in the system. It is showing the previous date. But if you are adding fresh document, it will take directly. Suppose that some details are not coming to you, then what you need to do, that go to, this is the first job. It might be possible that some of the detail won't come to your this Mendeley desktop. So what is the first thing, that go and click on update details. So system would automatically update the details for you. Okay, so this has been already updated, so it would be added. This is another, there is a panel which is known as Lookup Application. It will show the details about the document. Once you click that, you see every details are there. Okay, every details are there. Here, if you click on, you will go and you can see the details. Okay, if you click in, you will find the details. It will give you that what type of article it is, whether it is a journal article or it is a book or it is a book chapter or computer program, conference footage. It would be automatically generated by system. Why this lookup application is very important? Because in some extent, if somehow if machine is your Mendeley desktop unable to find the relevant document type, then in case of any wrong type, it will always update the record. Suppose that this is a journal paper and you find that this is not a journal paper, this is basically a book, then you can convert it to the book from this panel. Okay, so this way it works. So every detail, if you're unable to fetch the detail, then you can add the details as per your requirement. Most of the cases it will take. If it is not taking, the first step I had told you, go to the Control A and update details. Once you make an update, it will help. Now, Mendeley offers you some of the ways. What are the ways? That first, it will give the author name. You can always, here author name can be, here you can sort. So you can sort by author name alphabetically. You can sort by titles. You can sort by year. And this is going, and this is the publication. This is published in a journal and dated. This, how it is going to help for you. This helps whenever you are going to write a review of literature. In most of the Indian universities, generally we follows the chronological or reverse chronological style in review of literature. Although it's an old fashioned, many of university I have seen that they have adopted. So by if you are writing chronological review, if you click all these documents in a year wise, it will be directly uh, used by the system. Okay, so you can easily go for review of each and every document. Okay, now the second thing I would say you that whenever you are going to read any document, okay, then first thing is you can always suppose that if you read this document, system has an option to track record of your reading item. It would be already, if you have not read this document, it is by default green color. But if you have gone through the document, you have opened this document, you can open, like this is a PDF, you can open here it, and already I have gone through this document. Okay, already I have used this file, so that's why it is showing. Okay, so it would be converted into the gray side. Okay, and even if you mark as a read, or I can mark it as favorite. Favorite means star. So I can already it is favorite, so I can mark as a not favorite as well. So it won't take. You can mark as a favorite. Okay. If you have going to review this item, then you can mark as a reviewed. Means I have already reviewed the documents. Once you have reviewed, it will automatically comes under the reviewed option. Okay, so you can easily, by going through this document, you can easily suppose that this document need to be reviewed, then you can mark as a need review, and it would be automatically come in the need review folder. So these options are there. It is very important for you. Okay, now let us understand that how these document, suppose that this is the manual process I have told you. Suppose that you have already have a document stored in your system, but there is another way. Okay, once you install with this Mendeley desktop, don't forget to install these plugins. One is install web importer. Okay, if you click on that, it will install in your web browser, and install MS Word plugin, the Word file you are going to write a research paper or a thesis. So don't forget to install both. This is very important. Okay, so even you can use this Get Mendeley site. These three are very important. So these two are very important because first is the web importer, which helps you to import any of the files, any of the document directly from the web, whether it is for general articles or general portal, databases, or any other website, magazines, web pages, or any other. Okay, so you should have to install. Just click on that, it would be installed by the system. Already I have installed. So once you have installed, it will be comes like this. Okay, here if you see that in references, this will be automatically added to the your Word file. Okay, now the first thing we learned that how we can make it favorite, what are the features associated with the Mendeley desktop. The next stage we have to learn and how to organize the document. The next stage we have to learn that how we can import. This is the manual process we have done, that if you have folders or a file kept in your system, how we can import. The next step we will be learning that how we can import directly from the websites or a database or a journal site directly. Okay, so that is another way. So for that, I'm going to use the Google Scholar. Okay, so suppose that these papers I have used that are on e-learning, and use the Google. I'm using the Google Scholar. Okay, and what are the paper which has been subscribed by the institution or which is open access, it would be retrieve the result. Just like I have used Google Scholar, I put the keyword e-learning, and it is based on your research area you are searching through. Here it gives a lot of information, and I find some of the articles which are relevant for my research purpose. So how the process is generally what we do. We download the PDFs from respective file and put on the folder. That was the manual process. But how a reference manager solve this purpose? So here, once you install the plugin, this is the web importer. Once you click on this web importer, all the results which has been listed here would be directly coming to this Mendeley web importer. Here you will see. And if some papers would be available under your subscription, it would be make available the PDF as well. Otherwise, at least the bibliographic data, the abstract, title, publishers, and source details would be, at least it will be given. So once you see all the results of these sites are, it will work with any of the site, whether you are using Emerald inside or using Elsevier's Science Direct, or you are using ACM Digital Library, or using any of the database or a journal site. It will work with all. Okay, provided you should have subscription. It also works well with the Scopus and the Web of Science. Okay, so what is the web importer? Helps you to import the document. So here what you need to do, go to the particular library. This is the same thing that we that has been created here, and don't forget to click on synchronize. Once you will not synchronize, your all document won't be coming here. Okay, so it should be synchronized with the web version of the Mendeley. So Mendeley has two versions, web version as well as it has also available in the mobile. So mobile version is also there, but it is available under web version as well as the desktop version. Once you forget to synchronize, it won't be listed here. Suppose that I have created a folder, I'm Christ University, it won't be appear there unless or until you will be synchronized. I have already synchronized. Okay, now let's add some of the documents. Suppose that I find this article very this paper very interesting, and I find this one also, I find this one also, and I'm adding. Earlier I have added how many documents I have added? So let's see, in Mendeley I have added a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 documents. Now I'm adding few of the documents. I'm adding 1 2 3 documents, okay, which I like most. Okay, so go to the library, don't import in my library directory, go to the particular folder that you have created and you just check on and click on add. Mendeley will automatically add those files. PDF is failed because of the internet connection, or it might be possible. Okay, let me add again, because the internet is somehow fluctuating here, so it is difficult for. So now it has been added. Once it has been added, it will show the PDF has been added as well as the reference has been added for all these file, PDF and reference. And for this file, only the reference has been added, PDF has been not be added. It might be possible that it has no subscription or it has a restriction somewhere. Okay, so what you do that you can download the PDF and you add manually. So let's see what happened. So once we have added 3 of the document. Let's synchronize this folder. You see all these files has been added. Okay, all these, earlier we have this up to all these files has been added, but details are not coming. Okay, you see it has been added, but details are not coming, PDFs are not coming, or anything is not coming, just like this was basically. So what you need to do, that go select those documents and go, I say update details. You see now it has been updated, where it will automatically fetch those information from the web. Okay, so this way it works. Okay, so if PDF is not wherever here it is not showing, so it is showing a different, yeah, PDF is showing there. So it helps, it will automatically extract the information based on the things provided. These PDFs are not available, so you can manually download and use it. Okay, based on the access and subscription you have. So now I have downloaded all the files. Okay, you see how beautiful is, this information is not coming, so you can update. Now it has been updated. You see how it is going to work. If suppose that PDF is not coming, you just try to update those records. Once you update, if a PDF video, it will be automatically taken by the system. Okay, so this way you can import those information anywhere. Suppose that it's a web page or anything, you can directly import those content to your respective library in the Mendeley. Okay, suppose that your guide says that you have to create a bibliography. Okay, so Mendeley does this job as well. Okay, so rather than going for review and all, it is a common practice that we do adopt in Indian academic scenario, that we tell our student to insert a bibliography at the end of the thesis. So how it works? Okay, so now Mendeley does this job when suppose that you have thousands of documents, that can be all the bibliography of those documents can be generated automatically by the system. How it works? You have to, there is a method, it is showing in the table. Go to the tools, go to the views. It is showing that library as a table. This library is showing in terms of the table, but you have to click on citation as a table, and particular style you need to select which style you want to show. American psychological, by default it has been 7. You can take any of the style, even there is more styles option. Suppose that I am taking American psychological style. Okay, so I am taking this option. Okay, so now I have to click library as a citation. You see, it has been automatic, system has been automatically converted those documents in a APA style. Okay, suppose that if you don't want to see, you want to use a table as a citation because it's look like good, but you want to create a bibliography for your thesis work, then what is the best option? It's very simple. Just go select all the document, then go here. There is an option is copy as formatted citation. Just copy this one and paste in your Word. You see, it is automatically generated by the system. You see how beautifully it has been generated. APA style, it has been generated by style. Okay, and with proper formatting, you see, you won't have to do anything. Although, because I have selected here, what are the reference style I have selected? I had selected APA. Same information you want to see in Chicago manual style, author date format. Okay, so what you need to do, that go to the select Chicago manual style. It will looks like same. Now copy as formatted citation. Go to the another page. and it has now it has generated a different style. This style, you see here 2005 is written like this. Here 2005 is written like this. So it has changed the style within a second. Nothing, you won't have to do anything. So this software helps a lot to us. Okay. The next thing, briefly, I'll summarize that how we are going to write a review. Okay, because of the time limitation, I'll take hardly 5 minutes, and 10 minutes I'll give for you to ask your question. So how we create your annotations. Okay, so suppose that you are going to write a review and you want to create a annotation, just like I'm creating a annotation. Annotation means notes. Suppose that I like this portion very much, so I have already created some of the notes. Let's see how we can create annotation of the, although you need to paraphrase whenever you are citing the document, but I'm simply saying that how, suppose that I like this annotation and I'm creating this note. So what you need to do, that simply go to the select the document, go to here, there is an option. Okay, once you here you need to select. Okay, then you can highlight. Okay, once you have highlighted, here it will show the option copy. Okay, you can copy, and here it shows that you have to create a note. So I'm creating the important note, although later I can paraphrase it. Okay, without paraphrase, if you are writing, it would be act of plagiarism. Okay, so paraphrasing, because of the time limitation, I'm not going to tell you how to paraphrase, although there is a software application which helps. Okay, just like I'm showing that how we can create a notes. In second document, I have liked, and I like this portion very much. So I'm copying this portion again the same way. You can copy, and you can always highlight, and you can, here there is a notes. So notes I have already created. Okay, so notes already I have created. Let's take another file, third one, and suppose that I like this portion very much. You need to paraphrase. One thing, this is a disclaimer. Okay, so you can highlight, you can copy, and you can create a notes. Okay, so I have created the notes. Okay, so now how we can use it. Okay, notes already has been created, and if you look at this phase, it will show under the notes what are the notes I have created. It is showing here. Now how we can use it? We can use it in a Word file. Okay, so this Word file already I have created the notes, and I'm going to use it. Suppose that in Mendeley, what are the notes I have created? This is the note I have created. I'm going to use it. Okay, this is the first notes I have created. Again, this is the second paper notes I have created. And again, this is the third note I have created. You have to cite the document properly. That is very much important. Okay, so now you have pasted in the word, but you have to give in-text citation. That is very much important based on 3 papers you have cited. So what you need to do, go to your Word file, go to the references. Here you have to select particular references. So how, here you have to click on, go to the particular insert citation. Once you click it, this will be appear. Here it will ask to go to the library. You can search as well if you are knowing the name of the author or title. Then go to the Mendeley. Suppose that I am selecting this one, this paper I have cited, and click on cite. It has been cited based on the APA Chicago manual style I have selected. Then go to the second insert citation. go to the Mendeley library, the second which has been cited. So go to the site and it has been generated automatically. Again, the third paper which has been cited, go to the Mendeley library, select that one and cite. Okay, so it has been created in Chicago manner. If you want in APA style, you can do that. Suppose that you have, based on that, you have written your documents, and at the end, this is the in-text citation. It has been generated. In references, you have to generate a reference at the end. So simply you click on this option, insert bibliography. Once you click, the bibliography would be automatically generated at the end or under the references. So you can change as well. Suppose that it is the Chicago manual style, you can change in APA style automatically. Okay, let's see. I'm changing in American APA style. You see, everything has been changed immediately. Earlier it was coming not in bracket, now it has been changed. It is changing both the in-text citation as well as it changing the references as well. Suppose that you want to submit that paper to the IEEE, you can change it. You see, it is coming in number format. Okay, you see how it has been changed with proper formatting. If you want to submit this paper to the Nature Journal, it is taking Nature Journal in footnote format. Okay, in superscript format. You see how it is going. It is changing the format as well. What are the highlighted here? The volume number should be highlighted. You see how it is easy to use this Mendeley software, and it can works with any of the, and you can create your own site. Suppose that I want American Medical Association style, so it will change the style. I want APA style, so it will change automatically. So this helps you to write your introduction, review of literature, as well as lots of things can be done through this reference management software. That is very easy to use, convenient, and if you are in habit of using this software, it would make you and help you to write good quality papers. So thank you so much for listening. I hope the session must be useful for you. If you have any questions or anything to say, I would happy to answer.
Thank you, sir. I would request the participants to send their questions as a direct message to me. You can search my name in the participant list, Vishnu Priya, and you can send the questions to me so that we can take them up for discussion with sir. Sir, there is one question from Elsa. She's saying Mendeley desktop, it can't be opened in the Apple MacBook. So if you
it will work with Mac. It will work with any of the. It is platform independent. It works with the Linux. It works with the Apple Mac as well. So they have, you have to download the proper version. They have given at the site of Mac, Mendeley. They have given it is available for Mac as well. So there is no doubt that it is not available for Mac. It is available for Mac as well. I have been using since many years, and I used it for Mac version as well. So there is no question.
If there are any more questions, we can take them up for discussion with sir.
Any question you have or anything you want to say, I would be happy to answer. It's a very easy software for you, and if you are in habit or if you are frequently using the software, it will help you to write a very good quality of paper, and it also helps you to write good quality thesis. Because even in plagiarism, if you go, that if you are not citing the resource, it is the act of plagiarism. So it helps a lot from the point of view of a researcher as well as faculty member. So if you are using Mendeley in a proper order, in a proper way, it helps you to reduce the plagiarism as well. Although the scope of the lecture was, time was very limited, I could not demonstrate. Even it could be helped in paraphrasing. If you are creating notes, you can make a paraphrasing. This is the briefly what I have experienced through writing the paper I have discussed so far.
So there is one more question.
Yeah, please.
what is the advantage of the latest version of Mendeley over the previous one?
Advantage, this software basically, if you are using reference manager, it only helps you to manage your references. But Mendeley desktop does its job in a great extent by providing managing your document as well. So Mendeley desktop has a uh, better feature than the Mendeley reference manager. Just like you are creating a bibliography. So you could not create a bibliography directly by copying and pasting in your Word file through reference manager. It is only possible through the desktop. Although they are going to discard this desktop as well soon, and they are going to add some of the more features in reference manager. But I find personally, because I have been using this software, and I'm also a Mendeley advisor uh, from certified Mendeley advisor. So I personally felt that this software Mendeley desktop is better and convenient to use for the researcher. Any other question you have?
If there are any questions, you can put them in the chat box.
Even Mendeley has a lot of other options that even you can write a systematic literature review, SLR and meta-analysis through Mendeley. That is also possible. A lot of features are there. Due to time lag, I could not demonstrate each and everything. But if you explore Mendeley, everything is there on the Mendeley site. They have tutorials, they have notes, they have scripts. So try to use this software. It's one of the best software I have been using since many years. If you look at the similar softwares like EndNote or Jetero, I find it is easy to use. Although EndNote has a better option, but that is a paid one. That is a proprietary software. Jetero is a free and open source software that works in the similar order that Mendeley.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Mr. Ayush Goel, PhD scholar at Christ, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes, Ayush, please.
Yeah, so Dr. Shri Pandey, thank you, sir, for a very much enlightening session. It was indeed, as a research scholar, it helped me a lot to understand, because when we write a research paper, citations and references, one of the major tasks to be done. And this particular Mendeley app is always helpful. You being the certified trainer of it, it was a very interesting session. Once again, thank you, sir, for an informative session.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And if you have any questions or any suggestion, you do write me, or you can call me anytime. Okay. So thank you so much once again to everyone for for your patience, your listening, and I hope that it must be add something in your learning curve. Once again, I am thankful to organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my experience. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Can I request everyone to switch on their cameras so that we can take a picture?
Everyone, please rise for university anthem as well.
I request the host to give the